which I did art a lot when I was younger, a lot of painting, a lot of photography. And then I went to school. I graduated in the early 2000s, right at the start of the recession. And so work where I was living in Florida at the time, was like non-existent. I think towards the end, I was doing jobs like writing obituaries for the newspaper. And I was like, this can't be my life. I was like, I can't do this. And so I just packed up my car. I just kind of threw a dart on the map. I'm a bad aim, so it landed up in Seattle. And I was like, well, I'm going to go to Seattle. So just drove out there, started a new career, kind of just spent my 20s and 30s dicking around, enjoying life. I worked for Spin and Rolling Stone as a ghostwriter. Under a producer in Seattle. So I was doing that for a while, a lot of grunt work, a lot of late nights. Just I would get a box of like LPs and demos and stuff, and they're like, sort through this and find some gems. So spends a lot of time just listening to music and writing reviews and just selling creative work that way. Moved into tech. Seattle, it's a huge tech emergence in the early to mid 2000s. And so I moved into that space. I started off of like a Craigslist ad. They're like, do you work as hard as you party? And I was like, well, sometimes, might as well give this a shot. And I was got a sales position. I never did sales or anything, doing SaaS. And then worked my way up in that company, got an exit from there. With that money, my brother was pretty sick and went down to California for a little bit to help take care of him. And then I started another company down there in Venice. And on the first day opening, we had a business where we sold essentially towels, but they had pockets in the corners. We sold them for kids. They had like little Velcro and like little button snaps so they could wear them as capes. Someone came by the booth the first day and offered to buy us out. So we were literally in business one day. That was probably my fastest exit and the easiest and the most fun. So just got a nice little check, traveled around some more and, enjoyed life. And then I think sometime last year, I came across a video on social media, which was AZE's Capital of Conformity. And when I saw that, my brain broke. I was like, what? How was this made? And I did some research on it. I decided to get into AI, I think in April of this year. And I did a testing account for about 60 days. And then from there, I kind of narrowed down what I wanted to do. And then started this account in June. And I grew up playing the piano, so I had to practice all the time, every day. And so I just got in the habit. I told myself, I'm just going to make something every day. And whatever it is, I'm just going to put it out. When I first started, I think I was doing like 9x16 social media, like just little short videos. And it would take me like 4 hours to do a minute. To fast forward now, this month I'll finish my second film. I do like 2 minutes a day, new music, new scripts, new images, animations every day, and just kind of grind. I have like this creative well that hadn't been touched in 20 years. So once I kind of opened up the possibility of what I can create, ideas came out, and then as the technology advanced, even more stuff has just been kind of flowing out. And I have just learned to get into that flow state and kind of go with what I'm creating and just push it out. I think that's the most important thing, is create something complete and just get it shipped. Someone posted earlier this week, real artists ship. And I was like, that's a really good way to put it, because you can tinker and tool all day, but if you're not shipping anything, you're just really, experimenting.